unskilled, untrained, unworthy.
You forgot one. Unstoppable.
Okay, people, so if you've already seen our non-spoiler review, then be warned, we are going to talk about as much as we can for spoilers. Obviously, we have a life, so maybe not everything, but yep, this is all spoilers.
We're going to watch the movie once, so
yeah.
Also, if you haven't watched the movie yet, go do it.
Go do it. There won't be any
go do it.
Saying.
Yeah, so we're going to literally talk about everything, like how everything that Knuckles does, and you know, everything that leads to the Sonic team, as well as the end credit scene, yes? Or it's a mid-credit scene. And I already know 2 people are excited about it, and I'm a bit on, but we'll get to that. So then, Sonic, Tails team up to go on this big adventure, traveling across essentially Earth, which I really thought this was going to be like...
Siberia.
Yeah, I really thought this was going to be like planet hopping with the rings.
Nah.
But no, it turns out... Conveniently, the planet that Sonic was to hide on has the Master Emerald. Who knew? And then Siberia, of all places. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying England's
I will say,
an amazing place,
when you look
but
at the map
we need cool things.
When you look at the map in the first movie, you do see the emerald on there.
Yeah. Now, this
So
leads me
it's not
to...
something they just pulled out of their ass for this movie.
Yeah, well, kind of.
Well, I mean, it kind of is, but it works.
Yeah, so what do I mean by kind of is that... Why did suddenly the map decide, oh, by the way, Sonic, Longclaw left you this message. Turns out you have the most powerful emerald in the universe on this planet. Good luck trying to find it. Like, what did Sonic do that made the map do this? Like, people say, oh, because he held it. It's like, he held it every moment in the first film.
I think it might have been because like he was talking about the Master Emerald, and
No.
that was the trigger. But
No.
I've also heard like, okay, so one of the first things the hologram Longclaw says is, if you're watching this, something has happened to me. Which, okay, that's a little bit like some
She's
people are mistaking
super
that
dead.
for like the trigger. Like Longclaw dies, triggers the map, like. But
Yeah.
they probably could have worded that bit a little bit better. But
Maybe, but it's whatever.
Did it take
Yeah,
Did
it's
it
whatever.
take Longclaw 10 years to die before Sonic could get that message? Was she finding echidnas for that long? If so, credit to
Well, I
you,
mean-
Owl Lady. You are a boss.
yeah, no.
Well, I mean, it's
talk
implied
about
that Sonic thought about this before, and it just, and like, he just never thought about, like, he didn't know what it meant, so he just never thought about it again. Maybe now that he's thinking about it now, and now Longclaw's dead, then maybe the 2 things together just kind of...
Well, I mean, he also didn't believe in the Master Emerald. Like when Tails brought it up,
That's
he
also
was just
true, yeah.
like that. Like that's just a bedtime story.
I don't know. I'm not
How does
trying
Sonic know bedtime stories about the Master Emerald? It's been like 16 years since his
Maybe Longclaw like told him stories.
to... Yeah.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying
I
this
want to
is
talk
like...
about Longclaw being a boss. Okay, so Knuckles is the last of the echidnas. So how many echidnas did Longclaw take out by herself before dying?
That is
At least
true.
15.
Like, so she might have just like almost wiped out the entire race. Like, god damn.
With
Yeah.
an arrow in her side, by the way.
Yeah, like, god damn. I mean, it's messed up 'cause when you think about it, like, God, we'll go in deeper when we talk about the past with Knuckles, but yeah, it's kind of messed up that she had to almost end the last of the echidnas just to keep Sonic safe, and in the end, she ended up perishing anyway. And I will admit, I can actually see now why they went with the... There was a deleted scene where Longclaw was originally meant to go with Sonic, and there was meant to be this very cute moment where, you know, she's dying and Sonic tends to her through the years. However, given the fact what this movie did, I'm kind of more... Not against the deleted scene, but I am kind of understanding now why they left it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, kudos to you. You made me hate a deleted scene movie. That's rare these days.
Also, I gotta talk about the Master Emerald because what they do with it in this movie is very interesting.
Yeah, it does change the lore a little bit.
A little bit?
I mean, yeah, but it's interesting to think about because in the games, the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds are two completely different. I mean, they're connected, but they're different items.
Yeah, like the Master Emerald just controls the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah. In this movie, it's kind of like a case. It's like a case for all the little Chaos Emeralds inside.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah. Although, like, okay, I'm jumping ahead right to the end of the movie, but...
Oh, wait, if you're going to mention a certain scene, maybe wait on it.
Well, also, you know what? Fine, I'll wait to talk about the Chaos Emeralds when we get to that.
Yeah, trust me, people, that's an exciting moment. But, yeah, I do kind of agree with Brobuscus that, but I also want to kind of defend it. Okay, yes, it is a bit weird that the Chaos Emeralds became one and they became Master Emerald. However, given the fact that live-action movies or adaptations have changed up the lore of a lot of games to
I'm not complaining about it at all.
Oh yeah,
nor am I.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining either. I do kind of want to defend because there were people who were angry about. Well, maybe not angry, but kind of just confused about it. It's like sometimes movie adaptations of like certain things change up the lore. Like look at the MCU. All their characters and all their powers are slightly altered for the benefit of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
plus,
difference with
changing up the lore, it just at least gives the Master Emerald some backstory.
Yeah, but you know what? I felt like they were going to introduce the Chaos Emeralds in the next film regardless. So, you know what?
Yeah.
Have them tied to the Master Emerald as well. I think they did it in a very... It wasn't too much of an insulting way, you know. You know, it was quite clever. I will admit, it is a bit strange that the Master Emerald's, like, you can hold it in your hand, essentially.
Yeah,
But-
It's a lot smaller in this movie, although it has been tiny in certain games, like in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, its size changes like all the time. At one point, Knuckles holds it in one hand.
Do you know what? That is
Okay.
actually true.
On one hand, that's completely fair. But on the other hand, how much of that is intentional, and how much of that is just the game's very terrible animation?
Probably game's terrible animation.
Also, I mentioned he held it in one hand, and you're like, okay, on one hand.
Shut up.
Unintentional pun is amazing. Oh god. Alright, so... Okay, so yeah, Sonic and Tails had to go to Siberia to...
Actually, sorry, speaking of puns, I really want to talk about the beginning scene.
Alright, what do you want to mention?
Like, just Eggman on the mushroom planet, and just like...
Oh yeah!
Who the hell wrote that scene of like when he's like just narrating to himself and just talking about this Portobello Purgatory? Or like as he's about to leave, he yells, "Time to get off this piece of shiitake planet."
Yes, that was the
Like-
almost swear.
Well, almost swear, and shiitake is a kind of mushroom.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I work in retail. I know my shrooms.
Yeah, so like, goddamn, whoever wrote that scene is a comedy genius.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Carrey just improvised it.
That's also entirely possible.
Yeah. There is one thing I do have to question about, not really the mushroom scene in particular, but just Eggman in general. And it's not even him. Where did the quill go?
I think he still has it.
Yeah.
Okay, but
actually...
he makes it,
in the first...
he makes a big deal about it in the end credit scene of the first movie, and then it shows up briefly at the beginning of this movie, and then after Eggman and Knuckles meet, it just disappears.
That's
Like it's
actually
never mentioned again.
That's
But
actually
he could just
true.
still have it in his pocket.
He could. He might use that for if a certain villain appears in the next film, maybe. Because here's the
That's
thing.
true.
I was actually thinking that's what he was foreshadowing. That, you know, Metal Sonic was going to be his next creation. So I was a little gutted he wasn't, but at the same time, this does save room for him to hopefully not the Dark Knight Bane treatment.
Oh gosh.
Introduce a pretty epic villain, dies
You're
like a
making me
bitch.
picture Metal Sonic with Bane's voice.
You merely adapted the speed. I was born in it, molded by it.
I mean, I've seen the comparison. Between these two movies, the first and second Sonic movies to the first and second Spider-Man movies. And then people were wondering, like, oh, is Sonic 3 going to be like Spider-Man 3? And I'm like, probably not.
Hopefully.
Metal Sonic just has the same amount of screen time as Venom. Oh god.
Oh gosh.
I will just say, we did get a pretty damn epic Spider-Man 3 recently.
Okay, that's true.
I mean, yes, that's not the Spider-Man 3 I'm mentioning.
I know, I'm just throwing out that one just as, like, there's hope.
Plot twist.
Yeah, okay.
The next film is Sonic No Way Home, and he teams up with other Sonics.
Into the Sonic verse.
I mean, we joke about it, that might happen.
Then
Archie
Sonic shows up and he just solos everything.
Oh
No, here's what you do. You create you make Sonic Generations 2, right? And then you have the modern Sonic that we all know. You have the original Sonic, the classic Sonic, and then you have movie Sonic.
Oh my god.
You bring in Ben Schwartz and then you bring back Ryan Drummond.
Oh my god, that would be sick.
I'd actually be down for that.
Apparently they were going to do that for Sonic Generations, for classic Sonic, and they just couldn't.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh, that's why he doesn't speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, classic Sonic doesn't speak anyway, so whatever.
That too.
Yeah. Do you know what though? Yeah. So while speaking of Eggman, we got to talk about the bit where Agent Stone meets Knuckles, and we have a very comedic text message scene.
just Knuckles like, just chilling, watching TV. ... Dot 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 dot.
Like, okay, it's
goes on for so long.
Like, it's such an easy.
Like, Eggman and So just like look over their shoulders at him.
Yeah, honestly, that scene wouldn't have been as fun if it wasn't for Agent Stone and Jim Carrey, Eggman's reaction to Knuckles, because it's such
absolutely, but
that's
God.
an easy scene you could have easily botched. But the
also,
reactions.
I gotta talk about how Agent Stone has like the highest pain tolerance out of anyone in anything ever. Like the moment that he and Knuckles meet and they shake hands, Knuckles like immediately breaks this man's forearm and he just like shakes it off.
Oh goodness, one of my.
Damn.
That is fun. And it's even funnier that when Eggman's going, "You broke my arm." Knuckles like, strange. My arm feels fine.
Sorry to be that guy, but he's actually like, you broke my favorite hand.
Oh, okay. But yeah, just Knuckles going up.
I like how Knuckles after that was like, "But I understand that you were committed now," and he's like, and Eggman's like, "Oh, goody."
And that is one of the funniest running jokes. Like, even at we'll save that bit, but yeah, like the chemistry between Knuckles and Eggman. Okay, let's be real here. We all knew Eggman was going to betray Knuckles in the end. Like, it's
obviously.
Even if you're not a Sonic fan, you can clearly tell Knuckles isn't a bad guy. Like, he's just being manipulated.
Well, yeah, that's happened so many times.
But the chemistry between them was so great. Like, Eggman, like, almost trying to talk down to him a lot of times, yet Knuckles just chooses to either just ignore it or he doesn't even understand it, and he just thinks it's just like his weird human type of like dialogue.
Yeah.
Basically, like, the scene where Eggman flosses just sums it all up. If you don't know how to floss, you'll be lost without me. I understood none of what you said.
Yeah. Do you know?
The one time a floss joke is actually funny.
Yeah. And
what do you know?
Because honestly, they use it kind of correctly. He's trying to, and I was like that. People say, "Oh, that's outdated." It's like, well, of course, Eggman's been on a planet for nearly a whole year. He's not going to be up to date with the trends. But I just love.
It was updated in the first movie, but whatever.
That being said, Sonic absolutely would.
He would.
Okay. You know what? Actually, fair.
But yeah, Knuckles is just react. That's what I like as well. Like, the character's reaction to things that they're not familiar with just make it funnier, because That's the killer. It's not the joke is amazing, it's the reaction that it gets.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, Knuckles also is completely oblivious too. Like there was that moment near the end when Eggman's like, "All right, it's time to actually turn on this guy," and he's saying out loud that, like, you know, you're useless to me now, as he's about to shock him, and Knuckles is just completely ignoring it.
I mean, I also feel like he was saying it a bit quieter.
Yeah, it could be as well.
Well, I mean, Knuckles was right in front of him.
Yeah, I guess if you had to try and justify it, maybe Knuckles was just so amazed, because you got to think, he's never seen the Master Emerald, he's only heard stories, yet he's finally witnessing this powerful object within his sight. So, yeah. But of course, you know, again though, that could also just be, you know, it's one of those bits of awkward writing where he's just like, just ignore that. You know, pitch meetings will make fun of it later.
Or how it should have ended.
I've actually just been doing nothing but binging pitch meetings. I've only just started getting into that. They are hilarious. You should watch it. It's barely an inconvenience.
Speaking of hilarious, Bill, that scene you were talking about with that little girl in front of you caused Sonic a little shit because of the decoy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the actual, like... Alright, so he makes a dummy of himself so he can sneak out.
Yeah.
But... And it's also meant to be like a reference to Sonic, so
yeah,
that's two.
Yeah,
yeah, but I was also just trying to reference like, you know, Sonic's gonna sneak out. He's a little kid, so you know, the fact a little girl was trying to say he's a little shit. It's like, listen, the kid, I'm pretty sure you stole some cookies from your parents' jar at some point.
Yeah,
and I mean, like, of course, like it's a kids' movie at the end of the day, so there's probably gonna be something along the lines of a fart joke in there, which this scene does do. Like, the recording is, wait, I'd say where you are, this hedgehog ate one too many chili dogs, oh god, and he's like making fart sounds, and when it's just falling apart, it just cuts back to Sonic. I knew I should have used real farts.
This is what goes to my point about the...
I really like that.
Yeah, a fart joke, that was funny. You know what? I also like the fact in that scene as well, Tom wasn't an idiot. Even before the dummy was revealed, he immediately was like, oh god, he snuck out. Like, he wasn't so easily fooled, which...
Well, I mean, it's implied that he's done this before.
Yeah. Yeah,
I will say, can you imagine, like, if instead of the dummy that Sonic made, they just get the old prop they used for the first movie?
Oh, God.
That actually would have been a hilarious reference.
Oh,
because like, have you guys seen that prop?
Yeah, it's hideous.
Yeah.
It's the original design, but it's just a solid blue. But like they go into so much detail on the sculpting on that. I mean, the face is still freaking horrendous, but the actual sculpting was very like intricate and detailed. I was impressed.
I feel like the model was worse than the animation.
Like Sonic's different quills and everything. It's weird. I like it, but it's weird.
Yeah. So, to get onto the adventure, a bit more of the adventure that Sonic and Tails go on, this is a scene which I will admit just felt so out of place for this film. The dance-off. Like, don't get me wrong, it was pretty funny, but then you remember, the world's...
probably done without it.
And the setup for it was just very... Not rushed, but it just felt like, oh, we need something funny to happen here. Are we gonna have... I was thinking, like, oh, are they gonna have, like, some sort of fight? But it's like, nope, it's just this really badass guy that he built up that's sitting quietly at the table. No, he's just an epic dancer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was a fight, it would have just been a recreation of the bar scene. A fight would have broken out, Sonic would have gone Quicksilver, and then taken everyone out, probably. And, well, I've seen a lot of people say this film, like, this scene is really weird in the movie. I can understand that, but it also does serve a few purposes. Like, for one, it builds, like, a little more on Tails and Sonic's relationship, like them bonding after they win the dance-off. And also, I only just thought about this today. It shows off Tails' like hologram tech, which is used in the final battle.
I was like, what the heck? He has hologram tech? Alright.
Yeah. No, was that ever
imagine if that scene wasn't in the movie and then you just see the holograms in the final battle.
Yeah, so I guess it serves some context.
So at least that is set up.
Like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
As weird as to say that, even though it was completely strange, at least it wasn't filler. It clearly had a purpose in the film, just so to have Sonic and Tails bond, and the aftermath of it, it makes me forgive it a bit more.
And they also throw in an adventure pose in there because why not?
Oh yeah, the Sonic adventure pose. Like, okay, that was cute. I was like, okay, I see what you did. Like, okay, we could literally spend so much of this discussion just talking about Easter eggs. Like, holy crap, there are so many Easter eggs.
They reference Mean Bean Machine.
I was literally about to say Mean Bean. Like, I thought that was a very underrated game from the Sega era.
Yeah. Also, kind of fantastic name for a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the credits when Sonic is sliding down the snow hill, he pulls off a post from Sonic Riders.
Yeah, like I was watching this with a friend of mine, and she was just thinking to myself, Bill, how do you know all these references? It's just like, I had a childhood, alright?
Yeah. I had a childhood if you didn't play Sonic games.
And also when the sprites of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles were 3D in the Labyrinth area. That's their models from Sonic's 2 and 3 from the special stages.
There was even a brief moment where this wasn't actually Jim Carrey, but when Agent Stone was looking through like new suits, they had the classic Eggman suit. It's like, they could have modernized it up. Like, can you imagine seeing Jim Carrey pulling off the Eggman suit?
No, he wants to.
He so wants to.
He wanted to like make like the full transformation to like video game Eggman. Like, he wanted to wear a fat suit for this movie as well.
Yeah, and
I'm kind of surprised they didn't for this movie.
Well, he did say, well, okay, I think he has hinted that he is going to return for the third film.
Oh, please.
Let this be the one where he wears the classic suit, because he already has the stash and the goggles. He's nearly complete. He's nearly at his full power.
No, I feel pretty confident that he's going to come back for the third movie.
Yeah, and if this is Jim Carrey's last performance as Eggman, you've got to give him the full transformation. give him his Super Saiyan. Let him go out with a bang. Speaking of bangs, though,
Jim Carrey said that he would come back if the script is good, and we know that he loves playing Robotnik. So
yeah.
So I have no doubt in my mind that he'll come back.
Yeah. I tell you what, now to talk about the next scene that comes after that whole bar scene, when they finally get the compass that reveals. Oh my gosh,
Sonic Tails talk scene is so good.
Oh yeah, we probably should go on that. I completely forgot about it. Yes, that scene was freaking wholesome.
Yeah, no, that moment where Tails is like, no, are you serious about me being your pal? Like, well, yeah, of course. And then he just goes in for a hug, like,
okay.
That right there.
Ew.
So good. And like, no, when Sonic puts a blanket over Tails, says goodnight, and then just his tails like just come up and cover Sonic too.
That's so wholesome.
That really is.
Oh, Brobuscus, you're cutting out. We lost bro!
It was too wholesome for him.
Yeah, I think we can hear you now, bro. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What I was trying to say was that when the Sonic tucks Tails in and Tails covers Sonic up with his two tails, I legit lost my mind.
Yeah.
That was freaking adorable. I was like, I didn't know I wanted that, but now that I have it, like,
yeah,
I can die happy.
That scene really made up for the whole dance-off scene. Because I didn't hate the dance-off scene. It was a bit weird and out of place, but it gave us a really cute Sonic and Tails moment. Like, so do you know what? I can take the awkwardness if it gives us something adorable. It's like going to the dentist. You don't want to, but they give you a lollipop at the end of it.
It's the second podcast I've been on where someone brings up going to the dentist. Wait, was I on that one?
I think so.
Brobuscus, it was on yours. I think Aiden brought it up.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
Oh well.
Alright, well, dentist is not important right now, well, it is for me this Friday. So anyway, so after that whole bar scene, they get the compass when they go to the temple. I will admit, the temple didn't really interest me too much. There's not much to say, they just found the compass.
Also, fortunate no one found it in, like, how many years it's been there?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Very convenient that. I mean, to be fair, even if they did find it, how would they work it?
Yeah, they just think, oh, it's an owl statue.
Although
they question the hell out of why it's there.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah, but then they probably move on with their lives.
People were complaining about the first film not having too many cool action set pieces. Well, people, do you know what? That whole snowboarding scene, first off, another reference to Sonic Adventure, was so cool.
Sorry to take us back to like, the beginning of the movie, but I do want to just go back to this if we're talking Sonic Adventure references.
Oh, yeah?
So when Sonic is doing the whole Blue Justice thing, and he's like looking down at the street, it's like what he does in the very beginning of Adventure 1.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and he's in Seattle, which is very convenient.
Yeah, like I said, if we were to just talk about references, we'd be here for too long.
Yeah, and of course there's like water blowing up from like manhole covers, just like, you know, what happens in Adventure 1.
You're making me remember the song from Sonic Adventure. Seriously, the soundtrack for the Sonic Adventure series was so kick-ass.
Dude, the soundtrack for a lot of Sonic games is kick-ass.
Do you know what? It's true. Even if some of his games might be bad, the music bops.
I'd argue some of his worst games have some of the greatest soundtracks.
Absolutely, and that's actually something I remember hearing, like, just a question about the movies. It's like, you have all these fantastic songs right there.
Why don't you make references to them?
Yeah, references or, like, remixes, like they do with the Green Hill Zone theme.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm jumping ahead, I know, but when Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles team up against Robotnik, like why don't they just play an instrumental remix of the Sonic Heroes theme?
Oh, that would have been awesome!
Okay, I think I can kind of explain why. So,
yeah, but I mean, people would have just been like, oh, it's too much fan service.
No.
Something like that, I don't know.
People are also, like, I don't like those kind of people.
Okay, no, there's actually a reason for it. So, okay, no, I know this is a bit of a weird sort of explanation for it, but when it comes to movies like these, they want to try and throw in as many like copyrighted, like big music soundtracks in as much as possible, like, you know, all the music we were hearing, like when he was trying to stop the bank robbers, the dance-off. They want to get the revenue from, you know, the musicians that made those songs.
Okay.
Most of the time, musicians will actually come to them and be like, "Hey, can you feature some of my songs in your movie? And I'll pay you top dollar for it." That was basically why a lot of the songs were chosen for this film. So that's, don't get me wrong, there could have been moments they could have snuck in a little Sonic tune now and then, but I think Paramount were just like, yes, music money. Yeah, they're still a company, man. They're still a business. They want to earn the money, of course.
Yeah. Also, that being said, there is a Crush 40 reference in the first movie, at least.
Yeah. I mean, even if this film didn't... I mean, I'll be honest, I feel like it was going to do well at the box office. But But, you know, if it didn't, then, you know, the music revenue would have kind of saved them, their losses. But... in one hand, though, they kind of got...
It's the highest-grossing video game adaptation right now.
I mean, to be honest,
it blew the first movie out of the water, and that was already the highest-grossing video game movie of all time.
Yeah, it was kind of like a double win for them. It was either A, we use a lot of copyrighted music and we save our revenue in case the film does bad, or B, our film does amazing, we earn money, and we earn the revenue from the copyrighted music. So it's a win-win for them. So they probably earned more money thanks to the music, as weird it is to say.
Sum up Hollywood movie making. That scene from the Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know the one.
Oh, yeah, we don't talk about that film. It's a... Not a nice
I mean the
film.
first one where they talk for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. We don't talk about that. I don't know
So
what the
can
accent I'm doing.
can we go back to an actually good movie?
Yes. We kind of went off topic with the music. Okay, so yeah, one thing I loved about this whole scene with like Sonic and Tails evading Eggman his robots, the bit when Knuckles and Sonic speak, and actually before that, the whole fight, I like the fact they showed, despite Sonic being super fast, he's no match for Knuckles' fighting powers or fighting skills.
Yeah, no, in all the fights they have, Sonic never wins.
Yeah. Because Knuckles is just far more experienced and disciplined than Sonic.
Yeah. Actually, I want to talk about a quip in this scene I absolutely freaking love. And I told it to a friend of mine who isn't a big Sonic person. He burst out laughing when he heard it.
Is it the Winter Soldier joke?
No, it's not the Winter Soldier joke, it's after that. When Knuckles is saying, "You're no match for me, I've been training for this my entire life." Sonic's response, "Well, I have no training at all, and yet here I am ahead of you. That's gotta be real embarrassing for you." It's like, I love that response so goddamn much.
As much as great as that response is, I love Knuckles' then response, which was basically shatter a boulder and the freaking red glowing eyes. I love. It's a bit of a weird thing to give Knuckles, but my goodness, man, they just look so menacing every time they're on screen.
Well, I mean, Sonic's eyes glow blue when he does the spiky thing.
I know. I still find that weird, but there's also the soundtrack that comes every time Knuckles' eyes glow. Like Jesus, it's like for a brief moment it turns into a horror. And I love Sonic's slow realization, like, oh shit, this guy is he's dangerous. But after that, though, we then get that moment where we finally get to know why Knuckles is so obsessed with Sonic. And my goodness, man, like, as much as that his clan are pieces of shit and pretty much would become dictators if they gain this power, that last moment Knuckles has with his dad, there's no dialogue when they're talking, but just Knuckles seeing his father go away, and then just slowly you see the daytime just fade away, visually telling that his father's not coming back. Like, damn, you're a kid's film? Like, that is painful. And I even liked as well, Sonic had a brief moment when he realizes he also lost a family, and this is the other thing that complements that Knuckles isn't completely stupid. Knuckles saw Sonic was in pain. You know, because he realized, you know, he also lost someone important. It's just a shame, though.
And Tails just shows up and ruins everything.
Yeah, I like the fact, though, that, you know, Sonic didn't blame Tails for it, though, because he understood Tails didn't witness Knuckles.
Yeah, no, I snark in jest.
Oh, no, yeah, I know. I'm just... I remember seeing so many people going, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing, Tails?" It's like, he didn't know. All he saw was that Sonic was pinned to the side of a cliff and Knuckles was about to kill him. That's what he saw.
Yeah, put yourself in Tails' shoes. What would you do in that situation? The exact same thing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if this was how it should have ended, you know, maybe it would have been a moment. Knuckles would have clearly teamed up with Sonic there, or maybe had a conversation.
If it's how it should have ended, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I even like the bit where, you know, Tails gets blown out of the sky, Sonic runs to him and dropping the compass, and Knuckles goes, he chose to save his friend over the compass, and Eggman's like, of course he would, the imbecile, and Knuckles just looks at him in disgust, clearly showing that he's like really divided about this whole thing. He wants the Master Emerald, yet he's realizing his ally is just a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, they set up Knuckles' turn to Team Sonic pretty damn well.
Yeah. And after this, Sonic has to get away from an avalanche, another Sonic Adventure reference. And this is actually pretty clever. We never actually touched on it. So Sonic allowed his parents to travel to Hawaii with his rings, and he gave him one so he can teleport back.
That's absolutely what I would use those things for.
It's like, you know what, that's pretty clever.
Like,
but not only that...
You know how much money I would save going to RTX with those things?
Right?
Yeah. But it's...
I just throw one and I'm in Austin.
But it's a brilliant setup to, you know, when Sonic lost his rings, how does he escape the avalanche? It's like, okay, that was... You know, it's kind of like a subtle foreshadowing. It's like, okay, you did good there, movie. And the bit where, you know, Tom throws a ring, and as they open the portal, you just see an avalanche coming your way, like, oh.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh boy.
do you know what? They only got a small amount of the avalanche, so they should consider themselves lucky.
Yeah. I guess we didn't really touch much on the subplot either.
Well, that's a good segue into the B plot, I guess you could say. So,
So this entire time, Tom and Maddie have been in Hawaii to go to Rachel's wedding.
yeah, and people argue it's completely pointless. It's like, well, not entirely, because obviously, in this type of movie, you know, what's going on with, you know, his parents while he's off trying to save the world.
Yeah. I view it as more of like a pace slower rather than a pace breaker. Like it doesn't break the pacing, it just slows it down.
Yeah, but here's the thing as well, people always say, look, honestly, all the scenes are funny. And they do kind of build up, like, what's going to happen when... Because, you know, when Tom's playing, like, volleyball with Natasha's husband, and he's bringing up, like, his crewmates, he'll die for them. It's clearly foreshadowing, you know, what Sonic needs.
Yeah.
So,
also, I do want to go back to, like, the first scene of them in Hawaii when Tom and Rachel talk, and Rachel's like, "Can we bury the hatchet?" I'm just like, that's actually a really nice scene between these two. And then they hug, and she's like,
And then immediately after,
wedding, I will end you.
it's like, oh wait, never mind.
but that was actually...
Like, okay, they're at least getting better, and that's still funny.
Yeah, I also like the fact as well, that was a good, you know, for the sister, they gave her much funnier lines than in the first one. Like, that line immediately had me chuckling. And once Sonic arrived at the wedding as well, big surprise that Gun were in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Like, okay, I know they're not as talked about from the Sonic community, but if you play the Adventure games, or Sonic Adventure 2 to be more specific, they do play a big role in a certain character's story. So to see them appear was like, wow, I really thought they would have saved you. And I love the fact when the sister's like, alright then, who else is a freaking undercover agent? It's the priest, and the priest just opens his...
The priest has a freaking gun in his book.
The way he...
What the heck?
He looks so
He
sad.
actually does like the cross thing afterwards, like, "Forgive me, father."
I like the fact he looks so sad about it as well, like, yes, I'm sorry. It's like, why do people say this is the worst scene in the film, man? There was so many funny moments.
Yeah, okay, it's a little, like, weird, like, a gun agent starts dating Rachel because they know her sister is, like, associated with Sonic, so, like, all that stuff. And, I mean, I get that, but, like, it introduces Gun, it's still done, like, at least okay.
I do kind
Also,
of
their
wish...
commander is the Olive Garden guy from the first movie.
I love that's what they call him. The Olive
Well, he
Garden.
doesn't have a name.
No, and even when he's walking off and he's like talking about, okay, so Robotnik might be back. Also, cancel my 5 o'clock at the Olive Garden.
Yeah, a bit of product placement.
Yeah, they got bills to pay.
True.
It's also not as egregious as it is in the first movie.
That is true.
Nah.
At least it's brief. Do you know, I know this may sound like nitpick. I do kind of wish though they did like have those little mechs and drones from the Sonic Adventure 2 game for Gun, because those are my favourite robot designs in Sonic.
I mean, they say to Eggman later that they've taken his drones and his lab.
I know. If they were introducing Gun, I was really thinking we were going to see those mechs, and I thought they were going to like...
Maybe they'll be in the third movie.
Yeah, I thought they were going to play a key part into a certain other robot in this film. But, you know, it's a nitpick. It's a nitpick, but, you know, it's still cool to see that Gun. I even kind of like the fact they kind of joke about how the name Gun is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like...
You know, when I was a kid playing Sonic Adventure 2, I never knew what Gun stood for.
No,
Like, it was only in this movie I finally learned what it was.
I just thought
Yeah.
it was just a lazy name for military. Like, oh, what should we call this military? Gun! Like, I really thought it was just that. But yeah, it was funny though, you know, especially the bit where the freaking bride goes all bad shit crazy with the freaking cart.
Okay, so I went to see this movie in the cinema twice. different cinemas, by the way. Second time I went to see it, everyone in my theater was laughing the entire time of that scene.
Same with mine. Because
When Rachel goes like insane with the golf cart, and that moment where she like crashes it, walks out of the records, just downing champagne and throws the bottle, like,
come on, that's funny.
damn. I've just seen a bad bitch.
This is what I'm saying. They made her funnier in this film.
Yeah. Also, when I first saw it and that Randall guy was like watching her do that slow-mo walk, I thought that's what he was about to say for a moment.
There is one complaint.
I want to see that cut. Instead of what a woman, he just says, damn, I've just seen a bad bitch.
There is
in
one
a kid's movie.
There is one complaint I have about the scene. Not a serious complaint, a jokey one before you get mad. I can imagine
the fact that they have an extra cage for tails just conveniently.
No, it's the fact she blew up.
Oh yeah,
she blew up a real perfectly designed cake. That cake was merely there to die, and that hurts to watch. It looks so delicious, and they blew it up. You maniacs! You blew it up! God
Dude,
damn you!
Dude, after the amount of times I've had to like dispose of like bread, cakes, or like whatever in supermarkets, that doesn't hit me as much.
Dude, can you imagine if the cake designer for that scene was like, okay, so what's this cake for? It's like, just stay back, we need to get a shot. It's like, okay, we're gonna have it afterwards, right, to see it explode. It's like, I spent like 2 hours on that cake and designing it. I'm sorry,
I did spend like a day of his life's work for nothing.
Oh,
I know I'm going on about this, but I just don't like seeing delicious food wasted like that. It hurts.
I kind of want to see that for a slow-mo guys video now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just even more painful. Oh god. All right then. So after the whole wedding scene, though, we finally have the confrontation between Sonic and Knuckles, and weirdly enough, I saw people saying this fight was underwhelming. What do you guys think of it? Yeah, I was.
This fight is so freaking cool.
Yeah,
It
like,
is.
I want to be specific. This was on Rotten Tomatoes. I first thought, oh, is this like critic reviews? No, my friend showed me like, no, this is from like casual viewers. I was like, really? But it was so cool. Like, we had amazing visuals and just the destruction they were creating. Like, what's wrong with these people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it still like kept up some of the comedic like quips and that, like when Knuckles is like throwing all those punches, you know, going full on like JoJo on him. And it's just like, why won't you just stand still and die with honor? So I just goes, let me think about that. Okay, I thought about it. Nah.
I don't know why. You can bring up JoJo. I'm just picturing Knuckles just screaming, Knuckles, 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 while he's throwing all his punches. But yeah, I feel people say that's like a Sonic X reference when Sonic was just running back and was trying to swing at him.
No, that exact scene happened in Sonic X once.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, this was a weird. People were saying, oh, but it was not like their boss fight in Sonic 3. It's like, oh, you mean when Knuckles just glides to the other end of the room, Sonic bounces on his head? It's like you wanted that.
Also,
in
if
the
you're
fight?
smart, you actually get enough rings to just go super or hyper and just no sell it.
Yeah, and do you know? It was also kind of brutal at times. Like the moment Sonic's like bouncing up and down, smashing him through the stairs. I was like, "Geez, Sonic, pull back!"
That, oh boy.
It's like,
and then right before that, like Sonic breaks through that stairway so fast that like even in slow mo he goes across the screen in like a split second, and Knuckles is just falling backwards with like that delayed reaction. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool.
yeah, but again, though, it was kind of like a stalemate between two. I mean, we didn't really get a winner because, you know...
I mean, Knuckles was about to win.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Sonic would have pulled something out, but... yeah, Eggman pretty much stopped the whole fight by... big shocker, he betrays Knuckles by stealing the emerald. Oh my goodness, this is more surprising than when Mysterio was turned out to be a bad guy.
The fact that some people actually didn't see that coming...
yeah,
it still bothers me.
we live in a society.
I won't lie, I kind of wanted it, but nah.
I don't know why. I was doing the "We live in a society" meme, yet at the same time doing the accent for the "Look what they done to my boy" meme. I combined the two.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'll probably talk about this later, but when Eggman takes the emerald and like disappears, the place starts flooding. Very subtle detail. The drowning music is in there.
Yes, they
Oh,
did.
is it? I didn't
Yeah,
notice.
and also
It's like when Knuckles is like swimming out after Sonic saves him. If you listen for it, you can hear elements of the drowning theme from the original games.
yeah. So see, they do put some references, and I also like the fact when Sonic's run out of air, he quickly gets a bubble just to breathe in.
Yeah.
I wish they did the sound effect. There. What?
He just slurps up a bubble.
No, I think slop it off works better.
Yeah, would that actually work? I don't think it would.
No.
No,
Hey, with him
it's
opening
funny.
his mouth, it popping and going, would that work?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've always kind of questioned that in the Sonic games. Like, even my sister was like, "Wait, how are you breathing underwater?" I was like, "Oh, because I breathe in bubbles." She's like, "That doesn't make sense." It's
You're
like,
right, it doesn't. But it's funny.
yeah, it's like, look, it's a video game. Sometimes you just got to
Also, I like
suspend
how,
your
um,
disbelief.
I like how, like, Sonic is calling for help, and he opens his mouth and the bubble pops out.
And I also like this was actually pretty not cool to an extent. Knuckles was willing to accept his death. Like, he was willing to die a warrior's death despite the fact he got betrayed. I really thought he would have been raging at the fact he got betrayed. But no,
Yeah.
he was willing to accept his end. It's like, wow, that's courageous. But I like the fact the moment Sonic tries to save him, Knuckles is both confused, yet he immediately understood what Sonic was trying to do. But only for a tactical advantage. I love the fact that's the reason he saved Sonic, because you saved me, which clearly gave you a tactical advantage I don't understand. Still emphasizing that, that naivety towards, just the basic instinct of saving someone's life despite the fact they've been trying to kill each other. Well, Knuckles has been trying to kill Sonic.
Look. We've been saying that Knuckles isn't dumb, but that doesn't mean he's not. That doesn't mean he's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I'd say like more naive and maybe just a little less intelligent.
Yeah. In saying that, though, you know what? The bit where Sonic and him talk, another really great scene, and even the moment when Sonic brings up the quotes of, the quote that Tom told him on the boat, and Knuckles is like, wise words.
Yeah.
And of course, they
I also like how they throw like dirt at each other like snowballs.
sandballs. I'm not sure Anakin would have liked that scene.
No, probably not.
There you go, that's how you beat Darth Vader.
He was one of the people that gave this movie a rotten score. Darth Vader's just like, nope, it featured sand. And also, again,
And then
just make
Tails
me-
comes in on a biplane because of course he does.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It was set up earlier in the movie via the wedding scene.
Yeah, which,
Yeah.
again, people will complain like, oh, but, that was Sonic's playing the games. Like, again, people, they changed some things in adaptations, it didn't ruin the
Also,
film.
Tails flies it the rest of the series, so like.
Yeah, so it's, at this point, it's not even Sonic's plane, it's his. So stop your bitching.
Actually, before we move on, I was gonna go back to this because I mentioned in our non-spoiler discussion how they had like a dramatic scene that like we knew it wasn't gonna play out that way, but they did a good job with it anyway. It's when Tails is knocked out. Like they played up as like, oh, is Tails gonna like die?
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, obviously he's not. Like he's obviously not gonna die. But I do like the way they play it up anyway.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you're pretty sure, but there's that feeling in the back of your head, like maybe, because he does get messed up. Like
Yeah.
2 rockets to the face is gonna mess you up, but still.
And typical tradition, though, when Sonic, he says Knucklehead as well. Nice little reference. They team up, and Knuckles gives him a hand crush. Still unaware of Earth's customs.
Yeah.
And speaking of like Earth and I guess humans, I guess we should talk a little bit about Wade.
Oh yeah.
Considering he
forgot about him.
the
Do you know
next scene.
what? Given the fact we're nearly at 2 hours, should we just get to the final climax, actually?
Oh.
Okay, so
Because we need to talk about the end credit scene as well, mate.
Alright, well. Okay, so Eggman, when he has the Chaos Emerald, he has Chaos powers.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
something I didn't expect. Which they spoil in the trailer. Bit pissed off about that.
They don't spoil that he has an auto-tune voice though.
Nah. Oh my goodness, that whole bit. Okay, first of all, he builds that giant mech suit from Sonic 2. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, the Death Egg robot.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I just want to throw this out there. I thought that was a genius way of including it, because if he suddenly just said, oh, by the way, I have this giant mech suit just hidden somewhere on Earth, I'd just be like, how and why?
Yeah, the fact he builds it from all the metal in Green Hills is like, that's
It's
pretty
like from tanks, other military vehicles, and a train.
Oh yeah, someone died in that moment as well.
Oh, absolutely, someone did.
No, like the moment when he's bringing up all that, like weapon stuff like that. There's a poor tank driver trying to fly down, like help me, and you see him get consumed in the robot. I was like, whoa.
I was thinking about the train driver, honestly.
Oh yeah, he's totally dead as well. But it's like, you hear him screaming around, it's a pretty...
Yeah, the train conductor, he's probably freaking dead.
But yeah, that poor soldier, he didn't get out of the car in time. You see him like ragdolling, he's actually screaming in a very horror movie type of scream. It's like, me and my friend were just like, oh, that guy's dead. It's like, nah, he is dead.
Can you imagine if it was the Wilhelm?
Oh my...
Oh gosh.
Or maybe it should be the Wilhelm.
They could have snuck it in there.
They could have.
They should release a different edition where it's my scream from that Among Us game. No! In fact, just for this...
Wilhelm, as I've called it.
The Wilhelm. You know what? Just for this podcast, people, you get the first screening of that man dying with my scream. But yeah, so the Death Egg robot, which I always thought it was just called the mech egg. That's what I always used to call it.
Nah, Death Egg robot.
I mean, I think
I do like how he picks up Stone by the foot.
Yeah. And oh yeah, Agent Stone again just being absolutely hilarious. Like he plays freaking heavy metal for Dr. Robotnik.
And one of the most loyal henchmen I've ever seen.
I know, right? Like I have to question why. Like
he's more
like,
loyal.
This guy goes through so much abuse, and he's just like, I mean, it's whatever.
He's more loyal than Trump supporters. Only less toxic.
You know, I actually saw Jim Carrey get asked if there was any kind of, like, something else to the dynamic of Robotnik and Stone. And he just said he's open to whatever.
Well,
oh, cool.
If they want to go that route, then okay.
I mean, if Agent
Maybe
Stone...
Sonic 3 will give us something. I don't know.
I mean, if
Because
Agent...
right now, that's like my only question about the guy. It's like, why is he so loyal to Robotnik?
I mean, Stone is hardcore simping. I mean, he made, like, the images of Robotnik's face and lattes for, like, how long?
Forgot about that, yeah.
And when he, like, texts him saying, prepare my latte, he makes, like, both of them, and I think there's even a heart between the two.
Oh, God.
Are you saying... Are you saying he wants Robotnik's cream egg?
Jesus Christ, Billy.
Oh, I couldn't say it without laughing. Oh my goodness, I am a horrible person.
Anyway, the Death Egg robot, it's a thing, and it's pretty damn cool. Also, Agent Stone pulls out the manual, and it's the, like, instruction manual of a Sega game.
Yeah, that was... I love the way he said it. Like, don't worry, sir. I found the manual. Like, it was... The climax was both comedic, action-packed, emotional. It was just so great. Like, if you're just a casual movie goer, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
People are saying the effects on the robot were a bit video gamey, and I'm just there like, it's a video game movie, so we can let it slide.
Yeah, what do you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, I also do love the very funky walk that it does.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I can't get over that.
When he's doing that whole coming, getting.
Oh my goodness, we just mentioned cream egg joke, and now you're saying that.
Anyway, another scene I also love of him in that is when Sonic asks him, like, alright, so what's next? You're gonna make a big robot house and a big robot wife? And he's all, I'm going to enslave humanity and make them service my machines. Then the universe, the multiverse. Then who knows? Maybe that'll be enough. And he actually has the robot shrug.
Yeah.
It's like that shrug with the then who knows? Maybe that'll be enough.
Yeah, the visual comedy with the Death Egg, like that, you can't. They made it so cartoony, and somehow it was so Jim Carrey. Like, you can just tell that robot was meant to mimic Jim Carrey. And of course, though, this is when.
Anyways, Knuckles punches the emerald out of Robotnik.
Nice reference to when he knocked Sonic out of his super form in Sonic 3. It's like, makes sense, and even going like, this is how we do things. You know, nice.
This is how I roll.
How I roll, sorry, yeah.
Which is a callback to the whole, like, I didn't mention this before, but Knuckles refers to Stone as, what about your minion, the goat milker? And he's like, we're ditching him. Dishonor. This is how I roll. So,
yeah.
Callback.
Yeah. But it was pretty epic, and do you know what? The bit where Sonic, despite the fact that, you know, Knuckles knocked the Master Emerald out of Eggman, I like the fact that wasn't, you know, the end of the fight, because Eggman still had control of the robot. It's like, okay, so yeah, Eggman may have lost ultimate power, but he's still got that giant robot, so...
Yeah, and it had, like, backup power.
Yeah, conveniently.
Also, Sonic gets screwed up. Holy crap.
No, when he's, like, running towards... Well, trying to run to the emeralds, like, one of his legs is broken.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not notice how he was limping?
I just thought, you know, typical, oh, I'm really hurt that I have to limp. I didn't know his leg was broken, Jesus.
Well, I don't know if it is, like, full-on broken, but...
Oh,
like,
okay.
He at least can't run. I just interpreted it as, like, he had a busted-up leg.
Okay, I was going to say...
It's fractured at the very least.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, wow.
Which is still a lot.
Yeah, and do you know what? This also kind of showed Eggman's sociopathic side. He was going to literally stomp Sonic and his family. Like, civilians, nevertheless. He clearly saw them. I mean, if you can see a tiny blue hedgehog from that giant thing, you can clearly see two fully grown adults. It's like,
I mean, he hates Sonic a lot.
Yeah, but the fact he was willing to kill civilians, it's like...
Well, I mean, also, Tom did help Sonic send him to the Mushroom Planet.
Yeah, well, don't try and justify Eggman trying to kill innocent people, mate. It's like
I'm at least saying, like, okay, he's absolutely trying to kill Sonic and maybe get revenge on Tom. Maddie did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie didn't do anything. I don't know why he has such a vendetta against her.
Alright, well, since we've been going on for a while now about this film, I guess we should finally get to the two moments which I know you two want to talk about, including me. So, the Master Emerald's been destroyed, but Sonic decides, well, he didn't decide it, when he finally made peace with his family, the Chaos Emeralds were like, fuck it, why not? We need a final showdown. Give him godlike powers! And what did we get? Super Sonic!
We got Super Sonic on the big screen, baby!
Oh my
That's
goodness.
the closest we'll ever get to seeing Super Saiyan in a live-action movie.
Well, thank goodness.
To be fair, do you actually want to see Super Saiyan in a live-action movie?
Not really.
Especially if they continue
That's
Dragon
what I
Ball
thought.
Evolution.
Let's not. Let's not even go there.
Ugh. Well, and to be honest, my goodness, I was really wondering, okay, how is Super Sonic gonna fight in this film? And he just goes all God mode. Let's be
Quite
real.
simple, actually. He doesn't.
Yeah, he just F's up the robot.
Yeah, like, first off, he freaking spins around the robot head and chops off, and I love the fact, this is one of the few times where we can see Robotnik is clearly frightened. Like he's like, oh
Yeah.
god, I'm potentially fucked. But he's
I do like his whole. You want to let bygones be bygones? I did some things. You did some things. There are good people on both sides.
And oh my god, it's like, okay, here's the thing: Super Sonic in the games isn't really, at least in the original games, wasn't that OP. You know, sure he was.
I mean, you're invincible.
Yeah, but that's just about it. He freaking stops a giant fist with one hand while still staring down Robotnik. It's like,
He did that in Sonic X as well.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
And still looks badass, by the way. The way he just like no sells it too.
yeah, like,
Yeah, he doesn't even flinch when the robot punches him. He just stands there, or flies there rather.
That's what I say.
yeah, and just like these two said, it wasn't a fight. All Sonic pretty much did was just flew through the robot and ended it with a little on the robot.
Little tap.
Sonic 06 reference.
Again,
Yeah, I like it.
and I just love Eggman's like, oh, it's like that. Like he's so annoyed. That's how he's going out. Not through like.
Wouldn't you be?
I mean, yeah,
Like,
like,
of all things.
like I created this giant unstoppable robot, and I get defeated by a little flick. I would have been, even while I'm falling to my death, I would be like, piss off. I am not going out this way. And Eggman says his quote-unquote final line, later haters.
And then dies.
Potentially. But
He 100% dies. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 100% kidding. But he totally dies.
It entirely depends on like what Jim Carrey decides for movie 3.
yeah, but
Like they've even said if Jim Carrey decides to retire, they're not recasting Eggman.
yeah, so yeah, I guess it's kind of up in the air, which I'm kind of glad though they don't show him getting crushed or like, blown up. They just show him falling. That's all we see.
I will say, and this is like spoiling the end credit scene just a little bit. Well, it's a spoiler territory, but
Yeah.
Stone was in the robot as well, and he survived.
Yeah, so there is that. So
So
I mean, I really can't. After Jim Carrey's 2 performances as Eggman, I can't see any. If they really did say, okay, let's recast him, it's like you can't recast Jim Carrey.
they've already said they're not going to.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm. But people are like, oh, they could totally do it. It's like, no, they couldn't. Like, did you not remember what happened with the Son of the Mask people when they recast Jim Carrey? Do you?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, don't recast him. Like either let Agent Stone. I wouldn't be. Listen, if this actually happens where Agent Stone becomes the new Eggman, I wouldn't be against it because the actor is pretty funny on his own as well.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I'd honestly be down for that.
It's like in Sonic 2, he's pretty shown he can be pretty funny. You know, with a good script.
And you know what? That could be part of his motivation why he hates Sonic.
Yeah.
You know, to avenge Robotnik.
Yeah, I mean, imagining him with the moustache is a little weird. You know, but
I don't think he'll get that, honestly.
nah. I can see him with an epic beard, though.
True.
Maybe.
So yeah, but
I mean,
obviously,
he's already got the stubble going.
but obviously, Sonic has all this godlike power. But what does he do? He gives it up because he doesn't really want that, which is very in character to Sonic.
Well, after making a couple chili dogs.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If I literally had the Infinity Gauntlet or godlike powers, I would literally spawn a delicious meal in front of me and just be like, "Oh yes," like a tikka masala.
I just want to joke about this. So, Sonic gets this godlike power after a bunch of small, differently colored stones get collected, and he just makes something happen by a snap of his fingers.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Super Sonic in this movie is just a living Infinity Gauntlet.
You know, to quote how it should have ended in their Wonder Woman dub, what's with all the Marvel references? Because that's all we've pretty much been doing.
Well, that and the Winter Soldier reference too. Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also like Batman references, and in the first movie he's reading Flash comics.
True. To be honest, it's Paramount. They're allowed to say both Marvel and DC. They're
Yeah.
like, we're not owned by either of your companies. Suck it. Also, I love the fact Knuckles goes all dramatic, like going like, "Stay back! He's not the same Hedgehog you once knew." And then he gets a cheerleader thrown in his face. Okay, he's the exact Sonic you once knew. It's like, again, Knuckles being so serious.
Oh, no, and this is the part about the Master Emerald I wanted to touch on. So, Knuckles remakes it. We don't actually see what happens to the Chaos Emeralds, because it looks like they go straight up. And they just, like, scatter, I guess, because they do the whole Dragon Ball thing. So,
Yeah.
the ending kind of makes the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald different, like, entities now.
I suppose so, yeah.
And also, it
I would-
sets up, like...
It does.
And it also sets up in Sonic 3, like, they have to go and search for the Chaos Emeralds.
Well, especially if...
Oh, true.
Actually, do you know what? No,
That's fair.
that leads to the end credit scene, so I won't say it yet. So yeah, but I guess to wrap up this film in general...
So then they play baseball.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, the baseball scene, honestly, not much to say about it. It's just bloody cute. And it references a little known fact about Knuckles. He loves grapes. Yeah. And
Can we get
And
Paramount?
it's also a callback to the first movie.
Can we get Paramount and Rooster Teeth working together to make a People Like Grapes shirt, but it's like Knuckles themed?
do you know, this wasn't saying that...
The potential is there. I'm just saying.
Do you, like, I was really surprised. I didn't like burst out laughing because not every reference is going to make me laugh. But I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Because here's the thing: in none of the games or TV shows, Knuckles ever implied he loves grapes. It's only in the biography of the character in like one of the Sega books released years ago. Like that's the only time you know that Knuckles likes grapes. So I thought that was kind of a.
What's that?
It was kind of a nice little, oh, ha ha ha, look, you know, we bring, and that's the thing, apparently Knuckles loves grapes. Not that it's his favourite food, no, he loves it, like, goes crazy about it.
Also, in the baseball scene, I love that he punches the ball.
Power bump!
Just like in the background, you just hear him, like, first base is now mine! I have conquered the second of the bases! And just like, who wants ice cream? I am having the fun! What is ice cream?
Oh my goodness, the bit where Knuckles flops onto the truck and goes, ah, my victory chariot, flop!
No, I saw someone point out, if you look at the truck, you can see Knuckles' reflection, and it's perfect.
Wow.
Oh,
really?
nice.
Like, dude, props to the animators.
Damn, that is sick.
Like, I
Also,
always
scene-
love details like
shot
that.
where Knuckles, that shot where Knuckles picks up Tails, and Tails is just laughing the entire time. I'm like, it's cute.
It's so wholesome. And honestly, it's one of the few times Knuckles and Tails interacts.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, it's cute. I love
Well,
the fact
aside-
Knuckles acts like a big brother as well. Oh, and also he gets all giddy when he goes to Sonic. Sonic, I just heard they have sprinkles. It's like, come on, man.
By the way, pitch for how it should have ended. Can Knuckles get ice cream with Wonder Woman and Venom?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, listen. Future Sonic games. Look at how this movie did Knuckles. That's how we want to see him. He's a lovable, gullible, but badass warrior. You know.
Yeah.
And that closes out the film. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles become the god. Which I kind of like the fact. To be fair, though, I feel like the Knuckles TV show is going to be about him defending the Master Emerald and maybe hinting towards a certain bat that makes an appearance.
Probably, yeah.
I'm honestly
Also-
scared for how they might do Rouge.
Yeah, let's.
Well, I actually thought, like maybe I don't know if they'll do like a prequel, if it's a prequel or if it's after Sonic 2, but there is the game Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh, yeah.
So
Maybe.
they
maybe.
could throw Team Chaotix into the Paramount Plus show.
That's true. Huh.
Alright then.
Think about that.
Alright, so since we're at 2 hours now, Christ, we're gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to edit a lot. So then.
I was about to say.
So then, the film closes out. We all had fun with it, and then the film decided, all right, let's be Marvel, and we'll tease you the next character like we did the last one. And People, okay,
Well,
listen.
okay.
People,
There's build up to it.
okay, so people, if you're somehow still watching this and you really don't want any spoilers, this is a big reveal.
This is the time to click off.
Like,
Yeah.
click off, go see the film, because this, even despite the fact of my gripes with it, I was surprised they did it. So, future Bill, insert drum roll sound effects. So, Gunn are looking for Eggman, there are no signs of him, and then a soldier brings up
The body.
and then one of the soldiers brings up they found a file dating 15 years ago. Immediately, I was like,
50.
50. I was
Immediately, I knew what they were doing.
I-
And I lost my mind.
like, Project Shadow. And who do they reveal? Shadow the Hedgehog. It's like, what?
We're getting Shadow the Hedgehog, baby. Let's go.
Like, I can understand why, but despite that, I don't like the modern take on the Shadow character. I was like even my friend was like, this early? It's like, yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog is coming to the next film.
I was thinking, before I went to see the movie the first time, the Shadow was going to be the credit scene, because I think the director said after this film, they're not, like, following, like, the order of the games, like, specifically going forward.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, Shadow's totally getting teased.
In saying that, I wouldn't mind seeing Team
Yeah, because when we
Chaotic.
saw, when they revealed Sonic 3, they showed the logo and it's just a big red 3. So like, immediately people were like, okay, so it's Shadow. But also there were people being like, wait, that could be like Metal Sonic or something, because of the red eyes. But then he says like, oh, the movies aren't gonna follow the canonical order of the games anymore. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's Shadow.
Yeah.
And then plot twist, it turns out to be Silver.
Oh god.
Should watch.
And do you know what? I have to say as well, I like the fact, despite the fact that he clearly looks like Sonic the Hedgehog, I do like the fact he looks more menacing. Like, because
Yeah.
I will admit he does look cute as well, but the moment he opens his eyes and they go like red and they spark, it's like, okay, no.
Oh no, they stay yellow.
Do they? I think that, no, fact they go a bit red.
It's just in a red case. So
Yeah.
But do you know, despite that, my gripes with the character now, I'm excited. This is Shadow the Hedgehog. That he has one of the best origin stories in the Sonic universe.
yeah, he does.
And
I honestly, like, after I saw the movie the first time, I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, the whole, like, Shadow Maria story, that honestly could make some great...
yeah, do you know what?
Oh, boy.
Please do not remove the Maria bit. Listen, I'm not saying show her get shot, but show a brief flashback where you hear her crying, Shadow's looking at her as she falls, like, because that is
And he's helpless to do anything.
Yeah, because that... Okay, granted, the animation for it doesn't do it justice, but seeing Shadow frantically trying to smash the glass to save Maria is such a heartbreaking scene. Don't PG it that up. We need to understand why Shadow's doing this. You know, like...
I mean, they could do like what they did for Knuckles in this movie, with his father, but obviously be more direct about it. Like, yeah, Maria's freaking dead.
And he blames humanity, and he was manipulated to destroy them. But
I mean, they could also go about, like, how I remember Sonic X did, where it's like, they don't show Maria get shot, but it's like, the moment before trigger gets pulled, you hear the gun go off, but it cuts to black.
I mean, yeah, they could do that as well.
Yeah.
Like, that could work.
But we need to have that moment where Shadow's looking helplessly at Maria as she's dying, because Sonic Adventure 2 managed to get away with showing a dying girl, and Shadow almost teary-eyed seeing his... Here's the thing, that was his only friend for his many years of being experimented on. So to lose your only friend is such a heartbreaking moment, and I hope they don't turn him into an edgelord. That is my only... Because here's the thing people always get wrong about Shadow. He's not entirely an edgelord. Sure, he's a bit, grumpy.
No, he's just antisocial.
Yeah.
Grumpy.
He only had one friend throughout his entire life, and he always felt like he had to accomplish his creator's wish, destroy humanity for revenge. But
I do have a big request for Sonic 3 now,
yeah,
which is, for the love of God, don't kill Shadow at the end of this movie, then bring him back in another one with erased memories.
yeah, that was one of the things that really ruined Shadow for me.
Please don't kill Shadow.
Well, okay, if they do go the route of killing Shadow, one, because that's the thing, his ending is very poetic, like, for his he completed Maria's final wish by giving all he had to save the world. So, and it did cost him his life. Just, yeah, like what Mate said though, don't do that thing where he's like, I don't remember anything, but I feel like I need to find out about Maria! Maria! It's like, ugh, it's so annoying.
Like, okay, at the end of the movie, you could have him, like, knocked out, and maybe everyone's worried as, like, a little nod to it.
I don't care.
But, like, just don't have him die at the end. If anything, you know what I want to see? I want to see an ending where, like, okay, Shadow gets welcomed into the group, he has a new chance for a family, and maybe it ends with, like, him and Sonic about to have a race to determine, like, who's faster between the two.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be like Superman in Flash in the Justice League movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
I also kind of want them to take a jab at Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog, where, I don't know, maybe someone tries to give him a gun and he just throws it away, like, why would
backhands it out of their hand?
Yeah, he's just like, someone tries to aim a gun at him, he just get that pathetic weapon out of my face. Like, because,
Alright, people, let's start taking bets. Who's gonna voice Shadow?
I've heard Keanu Reeves thrown
yes,
around.
I was gonna say, I kind of want
I've heard
Keanu
that too.
Reeves.
I'm kind of up for it. I saw someone do like an animation of it. Like,
that's all that said.
The animated Shadow to Keanu Reeves lines, and I'm like, you know what? You sold me.
Yeah, he could actually do a really good voice.
Also, if that gets announced, I want to see someone do like a video where it's just like before, like the countdown to announce who's voicing Shadow, and then it just cuts to Sonic from the first movie with his fingers crossed, going please, 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 and then just him going yes, Keanu.
Oh my god.
I mean, so
that one raises a lot
kind
of
of blowing
questions
up about it because, like, on one hand, people are like, "All right, yeah, get Keanu Reeves." I've also heard, I forget the guy's name, but he's the guy who played the Punisher.
Yeah, from the are you talking about MCU Punisher actor?
Yeah.
Do you know what? He would absolutely be a great choice as well. Because he's a really underrated. His performance as Punisher is underrated.
People, at the same time, there's also, you get the classic amount of people being like, well, they could just get his game voice actor. But I'm like, okay, here's the thing. So I know we're going on for a while, and this is like, I promise I'll try to make this as quick as possible.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that are going towards that route are voice actors, and they're like, there's that obvious thing, like, voice actors have it rough. They're treated like expendable or whatever. And I'm like, okay, on one hand, I get it. I 100% get where you're coming from. But on the other hand, consider the fact that the only A-list celebrity in this entire movie that's a voice actor is Idris Elba. Like Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz, it has like live action acting appearances, yeah, but he is mostly known as a voice actor. And then you got Colleen, who is Tails' game voice actor. So I'm pretty sure I would not be surprised at all if people like Keanu Reeves have done like voice work before.
I mean, if he can voice Batman for Super Pets, I'm sure he can voice Shadow.
Oh yeah, he is Batman, right?
I also just want to add, Colleen has been voicing Tails for a long time.
True.
Yeah. So, plus like,
whereas like Shadow's had like a bunch of different voice actors, I think.
Yeah, people are like going toward. I think the one people are going towards right now is the current voice actor is Kirk Thornton. And I'm like, okay, on one hand, I would be kind of down, but on the other hand, I think the Sonic community has made it kind of clear that that Kirk Thornton is not the greatest Shadow.
Yeah, and in fact, this is one of the things that I've kind of not liked about modern Shadow. Because, okay, let's be real. As much as he was great in Sonic Adventure 2, like his character, his voice performance was terrible. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it.
Okay, on one hand, yes, but on the other hand, like, you need to understand, like, there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes for Sonic Adventure 2.
I know about the behind-the-scenes stuff.
So it wasn't even, like, the worst part of the game. I would say the sound mixing.
Oh, gosh, the sound mixing is awful.
But,
More reason to remaster it, just saying.
But, yeah. Despite that...
I mean, the guy does get his strides in Sonic Heroes. But then they decided to replace him with Jason Griffith right after.
But the thing that's really kind of annoyed me about Shadow's performances in later games, it's like Sega are aware the acting for Shadow's been kind of stale, so they've thought for the lols, let's keep that tradition going. It's just like, it's funny, but then when you remember how the tragic backstory he has, it does kind of ruin that, emotional story that he had in the first game he appeared in.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think Jason Griffith is a phenomenal Shadow.
He voiced him in 06 as well, didn't he?
Say what?
Jason Griffith, he also voiced Shadow in 06, didn't he?
Yeah. He was Shadow in 06. I think he started in Sonic X and stopped around, like, I don't know, I think it was Sonic and the Black Knight, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that was the last appearance Shadow had before Generations, where his voice actor changed.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, imagine if they get Jason Griffith back. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. I'd be hyped.
Yeah, I tell you, since we have been going on for a while, and the end credit scene, it raises a lot of questions, like what's going to happen, what's Shadow's role going to be in like future installments, who's going to be Eggman. Let's be real, if they do create a Sonic cinematic universe, obviously if they do go the idea of maybe Agent Stone can play as the new Eggman, I feel like each time he's going to get one of the animalistic villains that Sonic's had to take on, like, Team Chaotic and who knows, maybe even some
villains.
Well, they're kind of like antagonists a lot of the time, but maybe they can bring some lesser-known Sonic characters, like maybe even some from the cartoons, the Archie comics. Maybe there was that one Sonic fighting game.
Dark Oak. That guy's weird.
Well, I mean,
Sonic X.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if they do go with the idea of maybe Eggman teams up with some sort of character that Sonic's taken on or is befriended, I wouldn't be against, like, them reaching out to all sorts of matter of Sonic medias out there.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of Knuckles' father comes from the Archie comics.
So, like,
I also just had this thought in terms of Shadow, because, like, okay, one of the reasons Shadow looks like Sonic so much is because, like, that's intentional. Because Joe Robotnik was inspired by all these, like, prophecies, like, in the in Echidna structures. It's like, oh, this hedgehog will do this and save the world. That's what he was trying to make. That's why Shadow is a hedgehog.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know? That looks so much like Sonic. And you know what? They could have that with the owl statue.
They could do that.
Maybe Joe Robotnik found that, and that's why he started making Project Shadow.
Yeah.
Solved it.
That would explain why no one found it. Maybe he kept it hidden for so many years.
The door was open.
But as much as
if I'm right about this, I have the biggest brain.
All right.
By the way, I actually put this in your mind. So I made a tweet about this like a week ago or something. So like, imagine if Sonic and Shadow, they have their thing, they have their scuffle. Shadow turns to Sonic's side for a brief moment, but the movie also introduces chaos. So imagine Sonic and Shadow versus Perfect Chaos.
That'd
be cool.
Right. Because Chaos is a very underrated villain. Another character with a really epic backstory, because you're introduced to him through boss battles, but then when you complete all the character stories and you finally learn why he's so evil, it's really heartbreaking.
I mean, I also feel like Chaos could be his own movie.
It's a shame they didn't do much with Chaos. Like, he could have been a very cool ally to have. I mean, he probably would have been the most powerful at that point, you know, to have as an ally. But nah, he no-clipped into the sky. Listen, I don't care what people say, he no-clipped. Maybe that's why he's not in any more Sonic games, he got banned.
I mean, he was in Generations and Forces.
Yeah, but it was a time displaced chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about Forces.
And he is in Forces. Oh, wait, no, never mind. No, he's not.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
yeah, true.
That villain lineup
was,
tease.
yeah.
That villain lineup tease was such. That was video game clickbait. They had us.
I personally don't hate Forces as much as the community tends to.
I don't hate it, but I also don't like. It's at least okay.
It's just.
It's fun to play. The story is a little messy, but the gameplay is neat.
To me, it's mediocre. It's not the worst Sonic game I've played, but I don't see myself playing it. But anyway, look, we've been on for 2.5 hours. We've been on for 2.5 hours. All right, guys, we need to wrap this up. I got dinner. It's pork chops, damn it.
But you didn't eat dinner before we started?
No, because dinner was still cooking. Plus, if we did record after I ate dinner, it would probably be like 2 a.m. right now.
How long does it take you to eat?
I like to savor my food. But anyway,
yeah, so do I, but I don't take 2 hours to eat
anyway,
a bowl of soup or something.
Okay,
so Sonic 2 is the greatest video game movie of all time, and I need Sonic 3 like yesterday. Alright, are we good? Can we wrap things up now?
Yes. Same, I agree with Brobuscus.
But yeah, in summarize, the film's fantastic, and you know what? I'm looking forward to what they do with Shadow. I'm hoping Jim Carrey returns as Eggman. If he does get replaced by Agent Stone, I wouldn't be against that at all. He is a funny actor.
No, if Jim Carrey just wants to retire, then yeah, by all means, more power to him. But I do hope he at least does Sonic 3 is like his final movie.
Yeah, same.
So I guess we shall end this off by doing our outros, Brobuscus, since this will be your first time doing an outro on my channel, so the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay. So that's all we have to say. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.
Alrighty then, and you're only mate?
If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. If you did not enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. Click the links to go to Brobuscus' channel to check out the Brobuscast. Like, yeah, that's the Deathfire one, but there's also the Ruby one. Just saying.
We watched the Ruby one. Holy crap.
Also, check out my channel where I do Deathfire reactions or like various other things, depending on how I feel. Subscribe to Billy, support him, and if you haven't already, like, why haven't you seen Sonic 2 yet? Just go see it. If you have already seen it, go see it again.
I will say before, like, I love your outro because, like, if you enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'm like, yeah, well, what are they gonna do? Dislike the video?
You can't anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That's a joke. Like, what are you gonna do? It's like, if you didn't enjoy it, well, what are you gonna do? Dislike the video? Please.
I was doing that before the button was taken away.
Any more you want to add to your outro, mate?
Not really.
Alright then. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this movie discussion, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these type of review videos, because I would love to delve into more video game style movies to discuss about. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, be sure to share the video around and get the channel growing. Farewell, everybody.